having you. Wednesday the 23rd of April, and before I go any further, happy birthday to Pete at West Brom. It's his birthday today, so I know it's going to be late when you see this video and it's going to be after his birthday, but wish him happy birthday. 23rd of April, I've got his date now. I've got reason, I've got mad dogs, I've got to find Kelpie's heart. He won't let anybody know though, because he's got to that age now where he starts taking the years off. Which I think we all have, to be fair. Why have I picked the camera up? The reason being is because I've got a visitor coming tonight. The bowl's out. As I said on the last video, I've got three. I don't know if I've had 3 or 4. I think I've had 4 fish coming tonight. So we'll be here in a bit. You don't like being on camera, Tony, though. You've obviously seen him on past videos and stuff. So I'm having 4 fish off him, he's thinning out. So I'm having 4, and then I'm going to be thinning out in both the main pond and the sleeper pond. So I've got too many fish around me again. Because what I want to do is I want to try and clear all this area, and get it all swept off and repointed up, as I've said. Get the little greenhouse down and everything. I might even just stick them down there for the time being. I want to get all this redone, pointed up, get the grass cleared off. I know I've said it all before and I still ain't done it because I'm a boon idle lazy pig. But yeah, this has all got to be sorted. And the reason being is I want to get the vats out and do a spawn. I know Ricky's started his spawning down at New Forest. And I have seen on the forums on Facebook and stuff that people have had natural spawns as well in the pond. I'm only at 14 degrees, which ain't really warm enough for them to kick off unless they really was feeling randy. It ain't really warm enough. Sleeper pond's down at ambient as well. The reason being is because I left the air source heat pump off for Pete to come and get his beck out. And then he said he won't come in to get it. So here you go. So I thought, bugger it, I'll leave it off now anyway. That's also, well, I'll tell you, that's currently sitting at 13.3, so that's ambient as well. Obviously the bigger body of water, which is the main pond, will hold the temperature better. Look at me, camera work, eh? How good am I? So these are more sand. Goshki's up for sale, the dickhead. If anybody looking for a pond filler, that's going to be going. The Shisui is up for sale. The Makashi Ogan is up for sale. The Asagi has already been sold. Yorkie Koi, we'll be delivering that to him and doing a video on that very soon, sometime in the year. Sankey over here is also up for sale. That's around about 56, 58, something like that. He's also going. And one or two others I ain't decided yet. Here's the Asagi, so Yorkie. There's your fish, my old China, my old boots. There's probably a couple of showers got to go as well, and we'll see whatever else has got to go out of here. There's a few got to go out of here as well, Sankeys. As you know, I am a Sankey lover. These off the food a little bit for some reason. I think it's just because I'm a little bit cooler, a little bit cold. But I'm going to have to stay like that for a while. But they're all sand, I'm on 7 feeds a day, so I know they're feeding. But it's just because I'm knocking about now, as he's sort of spooking them down a little bit. But there's probably 1 or 2 out of here got to go as well. So I've got to have a good look through them. So if anybody wants to make any offers on the fish, obviously I've just told you from now what's pretty much going. That shower might have to go as well. And a couple others. Like I said, I've got 4 coming in. I think the 4 are fairly big fish. Like I've already got. Tancho Goshki might have to make a move as well. So yeah, there's some going. I've got to thin out, simple as. I'd like to do a spawn and thin out, so that's what I'm planning on doing this year. So if there's anything in there what takes your fancy, get in touch with me, hit me up and let me know. Because otherwise I'll be going off Facebook and one thing and another, or I'll be putting shorts out with what's for sale in the bowl and prices. So yeah, you just got to get in touch with me and let me know if there's anything you want. So as I said, Tony's coming. He's going to be bringing me fish. I've got a cup of tea on the side of the pond, so I'm going to drink that now. I don't know what time he's coming. It's currently 20 past 5. I think he said about 6 o'clock. So I'll just double check everything's alright with him in a minute, and I'll show you what he brings. So until then, I'll catch you in a bit. And once again, don't forget to say happy birthday, Pete. He's a twat. Love him though. Abinya, got my mate here, don't like. He's a big camera shy though. So I've got the bowl, I've got the first two in the bowl. Obviously they've acclimatised. I'm pretty much at the same temperature anyway. Mine and Tony's is pretty much all the same. So what I'm going to do is I'll get them out of the bag and I'll show you, and then I ain't going to mess about too much. I'm going in the pond. So in this one I've got a Showa. Who's the breeders, Tone? Showa and Kawaku.
The Showa is Kasei.
Showa's Kasei.
And the Kawaku is Maraboshi.
Maraboshi. That's one I've never heard of. I'm no good with breeders anyway. So we'll take the bag out and we'll let them have a little bit of a swim in my water and Tony's water. So the temperature is currently 13.5. So like I say, there's some going to be going up for sale. Hang on. There's some out of here going to be going up for sale at the main pond. We'll cover that later on, either in this video or in another. So let me show you what I've got. And we'll. I've actually got the bowl the wrong way around to measure them, but there you go. We'll have a go. So we've got a Showa. Maraboshi, did you say?
Kasei.
Kasei is the Showa. See if we can get a bit of a measurement off it. I don't know if Tony's measured them.
39 or 40, I think.
40. So the Showa's 40, measuring 40 in this bowl anyway. That's with me 2 fingers behind the nose. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. So that's the Showa at 40 cm. Kawaku is slightly bigger, I think. Now you know where Kawaku lover, but there's a plan. Kawaku is 43. So that's the first two going in the pond. The other two are slightly bigger. They'll be coming in the bowl in a sec. Hey, Kawaku lover, it's got quite a nice pattern on it, that one. There's a Kawaku got to come out of the pond. And there's going to be this one replacing it, I suppose. Do you know what they are? Male or female?
I don't know. What do you want them to be? I don't know, Dave.
I don't know myself.
I don't know.
Should we have a look? I don't advise anybody doing this with fish, not unless you've been at it for a while. That's male. Showa's male. Kawaku's female. Woohoo! We got one of each. You know what's coming up now, don't you? So we've got a female Kawaku and a male Showa. And as I said, I'm sitting in a bit of my water, some of Tony's water, what they come in. And these now can go in the pond, join the others, and then we'll have to look later on in the week as to what we're going to be thinning out and what we're going to be getting rid of, and I'll get them in the bowl and we'll run through that. Why do they always go nose up in a corner when you're trying to get them in? Thank you. Showering. Oh, just say hello to Mandy as well, who's the son with the mum at the minute. Are you having a good time playing Scrabble? And here's the Kawaku. Ah. You're cringing up, mate. So, what I'll do now is I'll get the other two in the bag and I'll come back to you in a sec. Eyes back. So we've got the second two in the bowl. I've got another Showa, surprisingly, and a Sankey. It is a Tancho Sankey though. So what breeders we got here, mate?
Kasei again for the Showa.
Kasei Showa again.
A Matsui Tancho.
And a Matsui Ginrin Tancho Sankey. So let me shift my net and I'll stick it on here. Let's see if we can get you to have a look. So we ain't measured them yet, I've only just got them in the bowl. I'm going to put money on these two being female, looking at the pecs and the bodies. Sorry, male, sorry.
I think the Showa's male, isn't it?
I'd go with the Tancho as well. The male. Yeah, you haven't seen him. I'm up the other end of the bloody bowl now. Here they am. So we ain't measured him yet. We'll have a quick look. Oh yeah, bugger. Bigger fish, bigger splash, eh?
50.
51. 51, no, 52, 52 and a half that is. 52 and a half. Bottom of the tail. So 52 and a half on the shower. So we'll shift that one out of the way. And then we'll
7, I think.
have a look at the Sankey. How many?
47.
37.
47.
47 you think? This is 47. So, Tancho Sankey and shower.
Tancho, is it mate? Did you say?
I spun it. Trouble is when you spin these, you're going to get soaked.
Yeah.
And it's a bit cold to get soaked. So these two also going in the pond. I'll get these sorted and we'll have another look when I'm in the pond. Right, Tony's just gone. We've just been chewing the cord, as you do. But yeah, another 4 fish added to the pond. Don't ask me what they are, I can't remember now. I can't even remember who the breeders was. That's what I'm like, it goes in there and out there. That's why I'm best saying it on the video. But it's looking rather full. They're nice fish, to be fair. Oh, somebody got a fire, so show you. If we can point them out, I'm just going over there. Here's the Kawaku over here. Small shower at the back. Can't remember where the other one was. Don't know where it is. Ooh, where's it gone? Oh, here's the Tancho Sankey. So they've settled in alright, to be fair. They've been up feeding. Here's the big shower down the bottom. So they've been up feeding, so them doing okay. There's that's the Kawaku over the back. So there is a project coming up. I better not speak too loud because it's in the conservatory. I'm looking at getting a spawn on this year, and that's the whole idea of having these fish. Is to see if I can get some pairs or some threesomes. I think a Shiro spawn might come, if I'm honest, because I got that Shiro, if you remember what Mad Dog got me, and that's female that is. And then I've got 2 other Shiros, which are male, so I've got 3 Shiros in here. So I think a Shiro spawn might come, but I should probably mix a Kawaku in with them. Because that Kawaku's, was that male? I can't remember now. My memory's crap, I tell you. I need some bloody tablets to get my memory back. But something will come, something will happen. I'll get something done. But like I said before, I do. I've got a thin heart, and the sun got to go. So if anybody's interested in any fish, just hit me up. I'll put my email address across here. You'll see it across there now. Hit me up if you're interested in anything. Let me know. They're going to be stupidly priced. They're going to be, decent price. And you can come and have a look and whatever it is you're interested in, and we'll sort it out from there. But I've got a low battery now. It's just coming up warning me. So I'll leave it here for now. Everything's fine. I've got to go and wash the cups and get everything put away, put the blue bowl away and everything. And I'll probably catch you later. Just like I say, everything seems to have settled in okay. Happy days. The dickhead's for sale as well. That's a pond filler, that is. That's a big fish. Around about 68 cm. Bit of a dickhead. Well, he is in here. Tony said he'd never done it in East Pond. The Goshki, he never come up gulping air like he does in here, but big fish though. So if anybody wants a pond filler, give me a shout. So that's got to go. Goshki, I think that might have to go. As I said, Yorkie's already had the Asagi. Prachna, got to go. And whatever else. We'll sort it out. But there you go. I'll leave you there, and I'm going to climb my bowl and everything out the way. And then I'm going to go and have some tea. So I'll catch you in a bit, Aid. Having ya. 26th of April 2025. And the main pond is deep purple, and I don't mean the smoke on the water, it's deep purple. There's a reason for it as well. Now, I know I did this a couple of weeks ago, but I've recently added fish and found some flukes on them. So I thought, you know what, that regime seems to settle everything down before, settle it down again with a bit of luck. So I've put the first dose of PP in. I'm going to spend the day, like I did last time, doing the PP all the way through the day, so there'll be 3 or 4 doses going in. And I'm here all day to watch them. I contemplated doing these, but there ain't a lot wrong with them, to be honest. And plus Pete's coming for his Becco as well the weekend, I think. So yeah, other than that, not really much to update you on. As I said, these are going through a treatment now. I called Tony last night. I said, "Did you treat these with Lurnex?" And he says, "Nah." He said, "I've been eating Lurnex for the last 10 days." I said, "Well, it's how bloody worked." And it don't work. I don't like Lurnex, if I'm honest. And I said, "I got flukes, mate. They've come with flukes." He said, "Well, you can have them for free." I thought, "Thanks, mate." Part of the hobby, eh? It don't matter where you go, you get flukes. So yeah, I'm giving them a PP. I'll do the PP over the day again. If you've never done this, I am advising you to do it. I am saying don't use PP. A lot of people don't like PP, but I am saying don't use it. But never do what I do, what I've said in the past. Don't do it. You can look at me doing it, you can look at me messing up, and you can look at me, you know, going wrong sometimes, but don't do it yourself, because I really don't advise stuff. I'm no expert, never claim to be an expert. I ain't saying I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't claim to be an expert. But anyway, we've had issues with PP in the past, let's hope we don't know more. Got these two to contend with as well. Dennis! Look at him, eating me trees.
No.
The daughter's gone to Santa Pod. So we got Arlo, who's pretty chilled out. Well, he's more chilled out than what Dennis is. Arlo's a Frenchie, getting old now. Here he is, ugly looking bugger. And here's Dennis. Dennis the bloody menace. Look, he's after my shoes. Dennis! He's as old as he now? 8 weeks? 10 weeks?
Oh, he's out. He's nearly 4 months.
Is he 4 months old?
Nearly.
Oh, there you go then. So these are the daughters. Well, that's actually the granddaughters. It was bought for a birthday. Boscia took him off his legs, look. Don't just play. He's playful, Dennis. All I was getting a little bit older now, and he don't really want to know too much. But there you go. Less hassle with them, to be fair. So there you go. That's me on a Saturday morning. As I said, I'm up here doing the PP. I have put an extra pump in. I've put an extra 2 in actually. I've got an air pump. Got that air pump back on because I took the air bar off. I've got that air stone going there, and I've got this going in as well, so there's plenty of oxygen. Plus the air pumps and going in the filters, so there's plenty going on. They look alright at the minute. The stuff's only been in 10 minutes anyway, so I'll put it in at 9:25. It's down 25 to 10. That'll be alright. I've been on that drum again today as well. You know my drum, the Burton's drum in there. I'm going to have to get in touch with Burton's about this. If you've got a Burton's drum, I don't know if you're having the same issue as me, but the crap what's going in the drum is just rolling round the drum inside. It's just rolling round. And I've had my little net in, and I've been digging it out, and I've been getting netfuls of crap out that drum this morning and yesterday. So, but if anybody from Burton's watches this, Paul or whatever your name is, I can't remember your other one. If you're watching this, get in touch with me, because there's something we need to talk about on these drums. Basically all they need is catchment fins. That's pretty much all it needs. You've just got a plain drum inside with some ridges, fair enough, but you need some catchment fins inside. Now I know Draco do it. You need to, unless you've already designed something like it now. If you have, send them up, because that drum, since I've had it, I've had to dig shit out of it myself. You know what I mean? It takes the little bits out, fair enough, but it don't take. If you get fish poo go in there, it just rolls around in the drum. As the drum's spinning, it's just rolling around and dropping back. And it's just a build-up of it now. So we'll see how long this PP lasts again today. But in the meantime, these pair are having a giddy fit. Well, he's old bloody Dennis the Menace is. He's more of a Denzel, eh? Yeah, Dennis, he's a Denzel. Look at him, he'll even bought the bloody metal on the bench. He's a swine. Right, I'll catch you in a bit. I'm keeping an eye on these. Catch you later in a bit, eh? Having ya? So I'm back again. These I'm still going through the first treatment. It's been about an hour now. I thought, well, while this is happening and while these are doing what they've got to do in this water, I'll show you this. The company sent me this. A company called Billing. I've no idea what it is. As you can see, the box is still sealed. I haven't even opened it. So they got in touch with me. They emailed me. They asked me if I'd do a review on a product for them. I don't do many reviews, as you know. But I said, yeah, go on then. Why not? We'll have a go. We'll do it. So they sent me this product through. It did actually come last week, and I had a chance to do it yet. But I thought we'll have a look at the unboxing, see what's in here, see what it's all about. I've got no idea what's in this box. I believe it might be a pond pump. So the dogs are going off on one again now. I believe it might be a pond pump, but we shall see. There's no. It just says on the box. If that's right. Billing 40 watt pond pump. That's what we've got on the label. So that tells me what's in the box. Right, so I'll angle you down a little bit and we'll have a look and see what's in here, right? So let's put you down here. Down you go. So, here's the box. I meet my mate Stanley. You know he's Stanley because he's got his name across there. So we'll set that, undo that, undo that, and undo that. Now Mad Dog has already done a review on one of these as well. He's had one sent in. I don't know he'd had one sent in, but he had. So, first things first, set the packing off. First things first, we've got instructions, or destructions when a bloke's concerned. Let's bring it a bit over here. So we've got instructions. Basically, if you've seen Mad Dog's review, I think this is the same pump. So we've got a 40 watt pond pump. The rating, can't really see it, if I'm honest, litres per hour or anything like that. But we'll come across that. What you can do is if I hold that there, you can screenshot that, and you can have a look at the instructions yourself, in case you want to commit to buying one. These are sold on Amazon. I believe they're $82.99, I believe. Even though I haven't checked, but I will put a screenshot up. So, basic configuration for a pond pump, as you can see. Again, there's the back page, so if you want to screenshot that, you can zoom in and have a look. So, as I said, a company called Billing got in touch with me. They sent me this product through. Got some fancy LEDs there on a waterproof connector. Now, I know that the last pump I watched reviewed, which was on Mad Dog's Pond, this LED system didn't work. I actually asked him only last night, have you tried it at night, because it might have a sensor somewhere on here to say it only works at night, but no, that didn't work for Mad Dog, so we'll have a look at that. Right, let's get it out of the box and we'll see what the crack is with it. Now I think I'm going to have to turn this upside down to get it out. So we'll get rid of the box, there's nothing left in there. I need that, though. I was going to throw that in the box in. So I need that. So we'll get rid of the box, we'll stick it over there out the road. Okay, so first of all, nice compact design. I like it, it's all clipped down. No major sharp edges on it, although I think this is designed basically for a natural pond where there ain't too many fish in. We have got a couple of sharp corners just here where the clips go in. So it would have been nice to see them rounded out. First impressions, looks good. Plastic box, all plastic construction. Water is only taken in at the top, which, if you think about that, is a good design in all fairness, because if this is sitting on the base of your pond, that's so, and your pipe or wherever you run into a filter or wherever it goes, if that comes off and this is pumping water out the pond, your water level is still to there, which gives you around about 4.5 inches. Gives you about 4.5 inches to, you know, for your fish to survive in, for you to get back to the pond, and for you to look after stuff. Okay, so we've already established that we've got the LED ring. That obviously fits on there. We'll put that to one side. I'll leave it connected for now, and we'll open the box up. 4 latches, top off. Okay. Again, nice design on the top. If you like that kind of thing, put that there. First thing is, this box is also the filter for the pump. So we've got the coarse sponge, which is black. I don't know about replacement sponges, how readily available they are, but we've got that. That's the first coarse sponge. This is also a coarse sponge, which I would have thought would have been, oh, I've dropped down the pond now. I would have thought that would have been a little bit finer, but it seems as though they're about the same grade. So we've got two sponges, and then we come into the business end. We've got a couple of hose tail fittings there for different size pipe. It's pretty much self-explanatory, this. One fountain head, two fountain head, three fountain head. Okay, so all three fountain heads there. Bell fountain, spray fountain, and I watched that one on your Mad Dog, and that's basically just an upright, but I believe you can turn that for it to come out the middles as well. Okay, so we'll show you them working in a bit. I'll have to get a bowl out, get some water in a bowl, and we'll show you. So we'll put them to one side. Now we've got the business end, which is the pump, but before we do that, two-way valve. Now this two-way valve, anybody who's set ponds up before in the past, they're obviously familiar with one of these. Basically in there you've got a gate valve which shuts off one end, lets the other run, and so on. So this end here would be for the fountain, where this pipe will come into play in a few minutes time. And that part there would be for your hose tail. Okay, now what I would have liked to have seen was these hose tails to be able to fit onto there, so you could put your pump on. But this is a moulded construction, and there's no screw fitting for the hose tails to fit on. Also, this would have been better in a bag, because I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but just inside there, I've only turned it a couple of times, and you can see the dust off the ceramic media what's in here has actually scratched the valve, if you like. So yeah, would have been nice. Billing, if you watch this review, you need to put them in a bag, in a sealed bag. So as all this dust, what's in the box at the moment, which you can see, all that dust, you don't want to get in a valve and ruining the valve before you've even used it. So that's that. And then we move on. Plastic media with little bits of foam in. So as you can see, these little balls, they're actually coming off, and for some reason there's a bit of foam in there. That's going to do absolutely nothing other than trap shit. The plastic balls, okay, fair enough. Leave the plastic balls on their own, let the water travel through them. There's little bits of foam in there. My suggestion is, if you buy one of these, take the bits of foam out there and let the water flow through that plastic like it should do. They click together in a fashion. So that's what we've got there. So we've got little plastic balls. I'll store them in here so that they don't drop any more in the pond. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 little plastic balls, okay? As I said, this is designed really for a goldfish pond, not so much a koi pond or anything like that. Along with the plastic balls, we've got a bag full of ceramic media. Now there's all sorts of ceramic stuff in here. It's like a jumble sale of ceramics, this is. There you go. I can't even think of the name of it. You know, that's kinetic balls, or Kineta. We've got little square ceramic bits and so on. Basically just for bacteria to build on, which is fine. There's little broken bits in there and all sorts. I don't know if you can see that, if I'm doing a very good job with the camera, but there you go. Bag of plastics media. Another little pipe. Don't know what that's for. Might be able to play a tune on that later. Right, now we've got the business end, the submersible pump, which is actually got 4 suckers on to hold the pump in place while the pump is in the box. Now what I must point out as well, the LED is connected to the pump, so the 40 watts runs the pump and the LEDs together, if they work. As I said, the box is as it is. Get rid of that dust out of the way. So we've got a 40 watt pump, pretty basic design, just a standard pump. That's been cross-threaded as it's been put in. And you've just seen me open the box, so it just proves that I haven't done it. So that's been cross-threaded as it's been put in, so I don't know how that's going to be now. I've got to try and get that out. So whoever put that in the factory has actually cross-threaded that screw. So we've got to hope that we can get the rest of the bits in there now. But anyway, yeah, 40 watt pump, no model name, no name on the pump, so submersible pump, model SX4525, 40 watts, IPX rated, do not operate without water, 660 gallon an hour. Litre wise, you can work that out for yourself, so I'm still old school and I work in gallon. So that's that. So the pump, as we've said, basically sits in the box. There's 4 suckers on the bottom to keep it in place. The media will go around there. Your foams will sit on the top, and this will act as your filter, as I've already said. So what we'll do now is, if we put the ceramic at the back of the, if it'll fit at the back. I know Mad Dog had to take these out of the bag, but hopefully we will have to. I'm still concerned over the bits of the foam in this, in these balls, but there you go. Every ball's got a bit of foam, and I suggest, if you buy one, like I said, take the foam out, let the plastic do what the plastic's got to do. We go from there. So, cut these wires out. We've got little notches out in the plastic casing for the wires to come through. So you've got your pump wire just there. Try and get the twist out of that. The pump wire fits in there like that. Basically it holds it, because of the angle of the dangle, it'll basically hold the wire in place. A bit iffy as to whether it's going to cut through, but it should be okay, I think. So we've got the ceramic media in. Just make sure all that's going and out the way. No, just going to do a lot there. We'll put the balls at the front. And we'll position the pump, if we can, centre-wise, so as hopefully we can then get this wire through here, which is the LED wire. So you've got 2 wires now coming out the box. See, now that will go back. So what I'll do is I'll bring the pump backwards, set that out there, put the pump where it's got to be, and we'll put the ceramic in front of the pump, which would probably be a little bit of a better idea, to be fair. Make sure these wires are tucked in. Put that over there a little bit, so we've got manoeuvrability. How about that for a word on a Saturday morning? Manoeuvrability on the foams. So everything now in that box is in that box as it should be, or as it can be. We'll put the lid on. 4 clips again on the corners, so clip in. I mean, this is a good design. I would have liked to have seen these sharp edges took off, if I'm honest, but you can't have it all, can you? So the one that was cross-threaded now has to go back in. This valve, like I said before, obviously I'm going to use this valve because I can only set this up in a bowl. It ain't going in the Daphnia tank, so I'm going to be chewing the Daphnia up otherwise. The piece I took out, what was cross-threaded in the pump, actually fits in the bottom of that valve there. Okay, and then that screws back into the pump. Now hopefully I can get it in without cross-threading it. Like so. So, what would have been nice as well, while I'm at it, and there ain't on here, would have been some rubber O-rings, just to make a seal between the pump and the outlets, but there ain't on here. You can't expect it all, can you? Uno Tubio, Bosch on top of that, I think. Yeah. First of all, I should explain that there's 2 tubes in this, small and big one. Extender pipe. So that one goes onto there like that. Just show you know. I mean, this ain't fully extended. It's about the same height as me at the minute, so it can go up a little bit more. I don't know what that pipe's for. I don't know what that's all about. Unless you can take the long pipe out and put the small in. You ain't going to gain nothing if you do that. to be fair. What I have forgot to do is put the LED ring on, so I'll take that off. Now this is one thing what Mad Dog found out as well, is that when you put the LED ring on, you can't get at the valve. So the LED ring will fit on here, and you can't get at the valve. Let me show you. Oh. So, when the LED ring, the valve is here, the only other way to try it is by putting the LED ring under the valve. I'll try it while we're at it. But I don't think you can have enough room to get it under. Oh, hang on. A bit of a recess there, which could mean that the LED ring should fit in that recess, but I'll try that. I can't get that out now. I'll come back to you. Okay, I had to get a pair of pliers on it. Now, I've also, while I've been sort of on pause with you, I've also been looking for a finished off diagram, and I did set it up right, and so did Mad Dog, because it tells you there that you screw the part in, put the valve on, and the LEDs go on the top. I still can't figure out what this tube's for. Now this tube I thought maybe to go on the top and then the LEDs would sit up here somewhere, but there's no way that this tube fits this. So it would have been nice to have a little bit of a riser there, so as at least you could get at the valve afterwards, but like I said, it is what it is. I might have knackered the thread up on this as well now, but I'll try and get it in. Once that goes in there, it don't want to come out, so I'm going to put it in too tight. Like I said, it would have been nice to have some O-rings or some seals of some sort. So there you go, that's back in. So I did have it right in the first place. So what we do then is we drop that on top of there. So that can slide on that tube. Actually I had it wrong in the first place, they outside it on the bottom. That goes on the top. Just everything ain't long enough to go on the bottom. So that just sits on the top as such. Okay, LED's pointing up. I ain't even plugged this in yet. What I'll do, we'll try and demonstrate, I'll get the big bowl out, put some water in it, and we'll try and demonstrate the different fountain heads what come with this package. So there's 3 fountain heads there. So again, I'm gonna dash off. I've got to get some more PP in the pond anyway, and then I'll get the big bowl out. We'll get this plugged in, and we'll get some fountain heads. Another thing what would have been nice, and I know this has already been reviewed by Mad Dog again, because he put his video out last night and I had a chance to do mine. There's a very short cable on these. Now if there's 5 metres there, that's all there is. I'm going to go in feet. So 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 foot of cable, which is less than 3 metres. Now any standard pump what you get comes with 10 metres of cable. With this there's only 8 feet. So either if your sockets are a long way away from your pond, you've got to cut the plug off, which might void your warranty. You've got to put a waterproof connector on and then do it that way, or you've got to put an outside plug so you can get these plugs in close to your pond. Another thing to take into consideration when looking at one of these. So we can move that, so yeah, it's not a big issue. It would have been nice if it would have been slightly raised so you can get your hand under, you know, so you could do what you got to do. It's like a little bit of a riser pipe really first, and then maybe the main pipe, but it is what it is. Let's get the bell end on. It's like a big tulip. So we get the bell in, bell shaped one. It'll come out like that. I'll come back to you in a sec. Right then, as we continue, I've got to bring you over by the sleeper pond because I've got plug sockets up here, and then the closest ones and the nearest ones I can use. So I've got the bowl virtually full of water. I'll go and grab the pump, we'll bring it over and we'll see what we can show you. Now if I set you up about here, You can keep an eye on them for me as well. All I've got to watch is how bloody Denzel, Dennis the Menace, down up my phone over. So as soon as he sees something new, he likes to get involved. Right. Now the other thing I don't like about this review, or about the instructions, is the instructions tell you to put rocks in here to keep it weighed down. But I don't think that's the right thing to do. If you do buy one and you am going to do it, put something worth weighing it down. I don't know, a bit of alpha grog or something, you know, something you're going to grow bacteria on. But anyway, I've had to bring it over here because we've got no plug sockets anywhere else I can use, and as I've already documented, there's only 8 foot of cable on this. Now, as I said before, this will extend, this top will extend up. So hopefully we can get plugged in. First time we're plugging in. I don't know if the LEDs work, Mad Dog's Day, but we'll have a look. I'm going to get salt now. If I can find the hole. Story of my life, that. So at least the pump works. We've got the pump working. That's the first sprayer. Obviously, you can adjust it by turning the top on this. So you can tighten it down, which makes a bigger bell. That's a bigger spread on the water, so you can get that to however you want it. Or if you loosen the top off, it then narrows the belly in, as you know. Now, just like Mad Dogs, I'm seeing no power coming through the LEDs. I'll just show you. So them LEDs just ain't working at all. If they am, then very, very dull. So billing, when you watch this review, that's 2 pumps that you've sent out, and these LEDs just don't work. Unless we're missing something, but of course as we am, the LEDs are working. Or are not. The LEDs do not work. Mad Dog said it about 50 times on his video. Right, let's get you back down here. So there you go, there's the fountain head. That's fountain head number 1. We'll have a look at this one now. Might get wet with that one because that's a bit of a spreader. So we'll set this fountain head off, flip that up. Ooh! Oh, that was close. Put that in there out the road. So I'm going to put my hands over this while I change it, while the pump's still running. Oh, that's way out the bucket, way too much. Let me shift my phone. That's empty in the bucket. But you can adjust that with the valve on the bottom. I ain't going to get at the valve at the minute. It's a nice spread, as you can probably see. It's a lovely looking fountain. That's the sort of traditional fountain you'd normally see in a natural pond. Lovely spread. I'm going to turn the pump off now with wet hands and a wet t-shirt. I'll come back to you in a sec. One of the first dry days we've had for ages, and I've made everything soaking wet. But yeah, so that pump head, traditional type of fountain. It is nice, it is nice. If you like that kind of thing, it's lovely, eh? You put you back there for a sec. I think I was about there. Let's just angle you up a bit. Again, them LEDs don't work. Don't work. Obviously a selling gimmick, and they don't even work when you get them. Nah, absolutely no life whatsoever. It's a good idea, but there's no life whatsoever in them LEDs. So, fountain head number 3. I believe this one shoots up the middle. That could be what that pipe's for, if I'm honest. Actually, I've just figured this out. Hey, watch this. I don't even know where I put the pipe now. I don't even know where I stuck that piece of pipe. Got it. That goes in there, look. That goes in there. That one will go on the top, so you've got a double fountain. So I'll switch it on. I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll bring my phone with me. Any time now. In a minute. Oh. So now, if you consider, let me spin you around. Now, you've got a double fountain, which is for bigger ponds, which is nice. Better effect. Lovely. Look at him here, he's going to have a look now. So yeah, that's a nice effect if I'm honest. Quite like that, but yet again, no LEDs working, which is a shame because in the night that would have lit that up beautifully. Especially being a double fountain. That's what that pipe's for. So there you go. Figured that one out as well. That's the configuration. That's the configuration. So the main spray head on the top, and you've got the secondary spray head down there. Nice. That's a nice effect. I like that. I like that one. So there you go. Mad Dog just had that one on top, which was just squirting up in the middle. Again, you can use that, but you don't really need to put a fountain head on to create that. You just do what I did and take the fountain heads off. So there's pretty much nothing else as I can say about this pump. It works other than the LEDs. It's okay for a little nature pond, for goldfish or even a fry tank. If you've got a fry tank, you might be able to run a filter on a fry tank without all the gubbins on. Take the LEDs off, take all the gubbins on, use that to run straight to another filter, pre-filtered as well then. 80 odd quid on Amazon. This is where the honesty comes in now. 80 odd quid, is it worth it? Well, there's different scenarios for everything either. Would I buy it? Nah, I wouldn't buy it. I like my Jabayos. Will I use it? More than likely. If there's a spawn going to happen this year, I'll probably more than likely use it. Would I recommend it? I'd recommend it to anybody who needs a little pump as a pre-filter pump for a main filter, or for a natural pond. You know, it's a pity about the short cable on it, because that would have been nice for it to have a decent length of cable on. It's a shame about the LEDs. That's two pumps now, one for me, one for Mad Dog. LEDs don't work, so it's a bit of a letdown. Probably overpriced, that's for what it is. That's my honest opinion, and that's what I'm sticking to. I know things are probably going to go down well with the manufacturer when they look at this, but there's some improvements need to be made before we can say, yeah, this is worth buying. As I said, they're available on Amazon. I'll try and get a screenshot and put it up here or somewhere with the actual pump and the price. And you can make your own mind up as to what you've seen. Now, so like I said, Mad Dog's done it as well, so you can go over and have a look at these videos. You can have a look at these review. It's pretty much the same, if I'm perfectly honest. I mean, I watched these review chuckling yesterday, but this pump's virtually the same. Well, it is exactly the same. No LEDs. You know what I mean? A lot of people would buy it for the LEDs because it will look lovely in the night, especially with that double-headed fountain on. It would look lovely. But I'll have a mess about with them and see if I can get them to work. But if I can get them to work, I'll show you. But there's obviously no power going to them, or if there is power going to them, there's something wrong. And that's two pumps, two. I'll do it that way, two pumps. So there you go. That's my review on the billing. Let me just get the model number for you. There is a customer service team as well available, which is on email. So I'll be emailing them and telling them more findings. So what gets me as well is I've used somebody else's font. You know what I mean? But there you go. Let me try and find out what this model is, this model number again. Obviously made in China. Like pretty much 90% of everything we've got is made in China or somewhere else outside the UK. So the model, let me just spin you around, you can take a screenshot if you need to. The model number is there. Billing 40 watt pump. That's all it says. Maybe you could scan that code and find it that way. Not sure. It's just got B55 up in the top corner. No real model number on there. There's my fish. It's a shame really that them LEDs don't work, because I would have given it a lot better review. Troubleshooting. Make sure enough water to the pump is running, blah blah blah. Don't say anything about switching the LEDs on and off. There you go. I mean, that's had nearly half hour of my time reviewing this product. And at the end of the day, there's improvements can be made. So Billy, I hope you take that into account. In the meantime, I'm going to sort this little bugger out who's eating my ferns. Oi! Ooh, dogs. Get out. Go on, out. He's bloody hating my ferns. I mean, mind your own business. So, back to the fish. I'll come back to you in a sec once I've sorted this lot out first. Right, we've had a mess. Or I've had a mess. LEDs. There is a sensor in one of the LEDs. Because as you can see, they've now illuminated. I'm out red at the moment, so green. So in one of the LEDs, or in a couple of the LEDs, there's obviously a sensor. So if I put my hand there, as you can see, the LEDs are on. Green, yeah, this water's cold. Blue, orangey, red, bit of a mixture of colours. Back to red, blue. Oh, there's quite a few colours in there. So yes, the LEDs do work, which changes my opinion on this pump. This pump will look stunning through the night. It works, as you can see. I've took the fountain head off and it's just going around the pool at the minute. So that's the sort of push you're getting out the pump. It works. It changes my opinion slightly. The LEDs do work. What I'll do is I'll leave it in there, not switched on, but I'll leave it in there and I'll come out tonight and we'll try and get it documented in the night, in the evening. So there is a sensor. The LEDs are going to work in the day, they'll work at night, and that's basically what it is. Better, nicer, going to be more good looking on an evening, which I'll show you in a bit. So yeah, there you go. I can't really bang on any more about a pond pump, can I? I hope that's put your frame of mind a little bit different to what I left you with a couple of minutes ago. But like I said, there is, and I ain't even really touching this. I can't even find where the sensor is. But there's a sensor obviously in this somewhere. I mean, I've run my thumb round to try and, there it is. There's a sensor on this one here. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there. So we got a sensor. We got a nighttime sensor there, and that's the LEDs working now. So the sensor is the dots here, by the look of it. Yep. Them dots there is the sensor, and then the LEDs. Come on. You can just see that row of dots. Put your thumb over that. Somehow there. So them tri-coloured LEDs. Obviously 3 different colours in one LED is what I'm saying. And yeah, okay, that looks lovely now. That's going to look stunning tonight. I'll crack back to you and I'll show you more later. Right then, having you back to the fish. We've done the review on that. We'll have a look at that later on. We'll get back to the fish. These are now their second dose of PP. The time's currently 11:05. The first dose only lasted an hour. Like I said, I was still digging crap out the filter earlier, which ain't good. These are on the second dose. I've spoke to Tony. I think he's going to be doing the same as well today, just to, you know, make sure everything's okay. And he's going to see if he can get rid of some flukes as well. But they're looking okay, to be fair. There's no jumping, there's no erratic behaviour, and everything's fine. So there you go. But yes, again, Burton's, I know I banged on about it earlier. you need to put some catchment fins in these drums. I'll be giving you a call anyway in the week, and we'll go through it. I documented it last year, as you know, but never really made a big deal about it. But to be honest, I thought I'm only a few weeks into the season now, really, and the amount of crap I've had out there this morning is nobody's business, if I'm honest. I should have documented it, but I never did. But what I will do, I'll do a separate video and I'll send it to Burton's and they can have a look themselves, and then I'll probably stick it on here as a short or something. But I'm going to leave you there. Obviously there's nothing really happening now other than these are going through a PP treatment. When I've done the hydrogen peroxide at the end of it all, I'll show you. I'm going to be looking hopefully a lot better. But they're fine as it is. I've just noticed there's still a bit of flicking and flashing and going on. Scraped a couple of fish, as we say, yesterday, and I found a load of fluke. And we'll see how this all goes in a bit, eh? It's a lovely day. It's a lovely day. Just sitting here now, just having 5 minutes. I've been messing about all day. I took that bloody aerial down. You know, remember that one that was up there? I took that down out of the way. I don't use it now. I just messed about, shifted the Daphnia. Show you in a minute. And just basically messed about and got trees and that moved. My missus has just gone out shopping with her mother. And I've just put the fourth dose of PP in the pond. Now what I am going to ask people is not to ask me how to do it, because I ain't going to share that sort of information. This is what I do. Nobody else needs to do it, and as you can see, I'm all sound. No gasping for air, no up and moving. I mean, there's extra air in there. I'm fine. I'm sound. So this is the fourth, probably be the last one now. They've had 4 hours. I'll put the first one in at 9:30, so it's 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. What time is it? It's nearly half 2 at the minute, so I've had 5 hours in this. So if that has shifted whatever's in there, I don't know what has. But this is the 4th dose what's gone in. I'll see how they am at the end of this and see how I'm looking, and if so, I'll put the hydrogen in, or I'll give them another dose and let them have some more, make them have it. Don't do what I do. Don't do what I do. Shouldn't really show you too much, should I? I'm okay. For some reason they ain't taking the food. I put the heater back on them on 15.6 now. But these are more fine as well, but for some reason they ain't taking the pellets. I don't know if it's because I'm messing about around them or what. So as you can see, I've took the feeder off because there was a load of pellets on. They have took some, but not many. What can they say? Look at this dickhead. You'd think he was dead, wouldn't you? You'd think he was dead. Anyway, as I've said, I've shifted the Daphnia. You can see the mark where the tank was, just here. I've shifted it off the lawn, put it on the block paving to cover as much of the block paving as I possibly can. That's ticking away nicely. Solar panel pump works a treat. That pump, look, it's gone off. Sun's out, comes back on. It ain't too fine either, the bubbles. So that can live there for a bit. That's some of the block paving covered up. Obviously I've still got all this rubbish to get move and shift. That pot's cracked, that white one there's cracked, so them 2 pots have got to go. That red tree I'm going to put into the grey pot up there. That's a little cherry tree which ain't done very well, to be honest. Copy bought me that last year, or fetched it for me last year. It's got some lovely little flowers on, but it's, as you can see, it's really done a lot this year. So that probably needs some fresh soil and repotting. And then I've got all these. I've moved the tree in the green pot over there. So is this Rich Nice said to me, he says move it away from that fan. So I've done that. But what I've noticed as well is that the roots are coming out the bottom of that pot. So therefore needs a repot. And that's probably going to help it along, in all fairness, and fight them bloody aphids off. And other than that, everything's fine. I've got to take that pole down, which is a scaffold pole, which originally my missus used for a washing line. When I had the pergola up over the fence, it used to run down to there. So that's got to come down now because that's no longer used. This piece of white stuff here is for Copy, same as that. He wants that stuff as well. So I've just had to make sure he cleans up all right, and he's come up as clean as a whistle. So it's been down the side of the fence for God knows how long. But it's my garden's coming back slowly. Copy's taking them bits There's a pot there, I've got to fill of dirt, and I've got to get that maple in down there. I try and slip pot it the best I can. So there's plenty of room in there for it. As I said, I'll try and slip pot that in as best I can. Obviously that one's in that one. Even though this one don't seem to be doing the best. There's some new growth coming on it now, I suppose. You can see a little new growth and little new buds coming on it. Maybe I'm expecting too much too soon. There you go. Look at that, bloody carrot aid. It's like a carrot growing in there. Weeds. So yeah, there you go. As I said, the fish I'm doing sound. I'm okay. Pushing to the limit side. We'll give them some oxygen in a bit. As I said, that fourth dose has only been in there about 10 minutes anyway. You see how they go. For happy days. I'm knackered if I'm honest. I'm just tottering about today and I'm knackered. Still got to do the latest review. I'll put it right at the end of the video with the LEDs on that come. So it's going to be quite a long one, I think, this one. This is what it is. I was going to try and get round to putting the grey stuff on there, but I've got to decide as to what I'm going to be doing with my... That's a lovely tree, eh? I love that tree. Crab apple, that is. I've got to decide what I'm going to be doing with my air source heat pump, because that's got to sit down here. I know I said that was a cherry, but it is a crab apple. So yeah, waited them earlier, and everything else is sound. As you can see, there's no gasping, there's no backs out of the water, nothing. I think I'm getting close to the top now. But I'm fine. So there you go, I'll probably just put a little bit of a video of the water feature on later. I'll probably show you these before or after I've sorted it out and finished off with it. And in the meantime, I'm going to have me a cup of tea. Catch you in a bit. Yeah, got my hands dirty. Like I said, that red tree is going in that grey pot up there, but I've changed my mind. And I found out now why my favourite tree, what was in the green pot, in this pot down here, why it's dying and why it's struggling. A couple of things really, well, 3 things I suppose. The ants are all in the bottom of the pot, which I'll show you. You can see ants crawling all over it. But the main issue is the vine weevil. There's vine weevil in here as well. I think them are mostly eggs for the ants, but I've seen vine weevil in here and all. There's some down there, look, here's one down here. So them eat the roots, so I'm going to sort of scrape the roots out. Another one there. I'm going to scrape the roots out, get rid of this soil, try and get as many of them out as I possibly can, trim the roots off a little bit, and hopefully get another fighting chance. I'm thinking that these are vine weevil, while I'm all over the tree. But yeah, we shall see. I mean, they're all crawling down now. If you can see them, I don't know. Here's one, look. I think they're vine weevil. But there you go. That's why my tree's struggling, and it's struggling to survive. We'll sort it. I'll get it in that pot and then we'll get some treatment on it. Okay, catch you in a bit. So there you have it then. It's working. I've got Tamasaba in that bowl at the minute. I'm going in the main pond in a minute. I've had PP in the sleeper pond, so I've took them out there. Everything in the main pond's fine, so they're all liking the PP. So as I said, I've had PP in this one today. They're having a bit of a salt now. As you can see, that's all working. It's just lighting up the fountain. So, to be quite honest here, quite a nice project, quite a nice pump rather, for a little project. If anybody's got a natural pond going on or anything like that, or just a water feature in the garden, that'll suit you down to the ground. Works well, nice and steady. I've had that flow going for a while now, so happy days. From a company called Billing, and as I said, I'll put a screenshot of from Amazon where you can find this product. My recommendation is, if that's the type of thing you're after, go for it. Good quality for the money, I suppose. That'll be it from me tonight. I'll upload this now. Catch you later. In a bit, 8. Thanks for watching.